7. Barrett outside the switch. Doncic goes on. Oh, great step! And then he hammers it home. Broke his ankles.
What's going on, guys? Welcome in to Clutch B-Ball TV, and today I'm going to be telling you guys the story of Julius Randle. And I know it's not fully written yet, but he's gone through a lot of adversity in his NBA career, and I thought it would be very cool to tell his story, the ups and downs. It's very inspirational, and I think it should inspire a lot of people across the world, how he's matured his game, just being better when it comes to his physical shape for the game of basketball, and just overcoming adversity and not letting it faze him whatsoever. But he's definitely really thriving with the New York Knicks right now, so I thought it would be a great time to make this video, and he has plenty of career left for him. He's only 26 years old, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he's going to improve moving forward if he adds anything else to his game. But no further ado, let's get into the story of Julius Randle. I hope you guys enjoy. As Julius Randle was widely regarded as one of the top high school basketball players, there with Andrew Harrison, of course Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker, and even Aaron Gordon. He was a 5-star recruit. He was ranked the second best player in the nation and #1 at his position. As he was absolutely thriving from his freshman year to his junior year, sadly he did go on to get injured. Being a senior is a very big deal because you pretty much don't do work, and also it's just a time to have fun and hang out with your friends, and it's great to really impress scouts your senior year. But luckily he did go on to impress even before his senior year, and he had a little bit of a sample size that he absolutely thrived with. He went on to fracture his foot in a tournament his senior year, and he was out for 3 months. His senior year, he did average 32 points per game and 22 rebounds per game, which is absolutely ridiculous. Even if he played 1 game, that's still absolutely outstanding. So he still had a very good sample size even before his senior year, and still had some top colleges looking at him. But he did go on to commit to Kentucky, joining Andrew Harrison, his twin brother Aaron Harrison, and James Young as well, guys like Dakari Johnson and Marcus Lee as well, as he was one of the 10 semifinalists for the Naismith College Player of the Year. And they did go on to go to the national championship, but sadly they did lose to UConn. But he still holds one of the top records when it comes to the top 3 or top 5, having the second most double-doubles in Kentucky history, recording 24 double-doubles that season. As in 40 games, all starts, he averaged 15 points per game, 10.4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 30.8 minutes of action. As Randle decided to declare for the NBA draft, foregoing his final 3 years of college eligibility, as Julius Randle's dream came true and he was selected with the 7th overall pick in the lottery in the 2014 NBA draft. But some bad luck went on to happen, as on October 28, 2014, just 14 minutes into his NBA debut, he went on to break his leg. As he went on to drive to the basket and he fell on his leg very awkwardly. Some people thought it was an ankle injury, but it turned out it was a big time leg injury, and he ended up being carted off the court, which is definitely not the way you want to start your NBA career. And just you learning the playbook, just learning the lifestyle of the NBA, or just trying to improve as a player, trying to live your dream. It's supposed to be your big moment, your first NBA game, and this happens. So there's definitely probably a lot of things going on in his mind. But a good thing is Julius Randle is very tough mentally. So Julius Randle went on to miss the rest of the season, missing 81 games. After shortly arriving at the hospital, he actually told this story on the JJ Redick podcast. Shout out to that podcast, it's absolutely amazing. He went on to say that, tell this story of, I believe he said a morning later, correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comments section, or I may put a clip up, that he did go on to say how the people at the hospital, like the nurses and people that were working there, they're like, okay, it's time to get up, it's time to walk. And he was in so much pain, and he literally said he was crying. That's how bad it was, and he was thinking to himself, am I going to be able to recover from this?
Right after surgery was tough because I'm in the bed. I'm like, damn, I just broke my leg my rookie year. Like, what the hell? And, I get out of surgery and they come to my room that night and they're like, all right, you got to walk. And I'm like, what? It was like, what you mean I got to walk? And they give me a walker. I'm like, bro, what does my life come to? So they give me a walker. And I'm literally, man, I'm trying to put pressure on this leg. This is not even 24 hours after surgery. I'm trying to put pressure on this leg. And the pain, this is the pain I've never felt. When I broke my leg, I didn't feel any pain. That night, I didn't feel any pain. I was fine. But the pain of walking on my leg right after surgery was something I don't wish on anybody. And I'm just crying, I'm in tears. I'm like, bro, what is going on? Unreal. I'm like, bro, that's probably when I probably had a little doubt. I'm like, man, am I gonna come back for this?
But some good news, he was cleared to participate in full weight workouts but non-contact basketball activities on March 9th, 2015. In the 2015-16 season, Randle did go on to return to action in July 2015 with the Lakers Summer League team. And this is big news for him, of course, finally being back on the basketball court in full action, being healthy, exactly a year after in the season opener. Julius Randle went on to have 15 points and 11 rebounds in the season opener. As Randle really went on to impress that season, and he actually played a majority of the games as well, finishing with 81 games played. He brought a bully ball type of mentality and he rebounded the ball very well, averaging a double-double that season, 11 points and 10 rebounds per game. And yes, you could say maybe his efficiency wasn't the greatest, hovering around under 45%, but you could technically count this as his rookie year after literally not even playing half of a game in his NBA debut. Also at the time, he was the youngest player since Magic Johnson as a Laker to get a triple-double. And then also in the 2016-17 season, his efficiency went way up his next year with the Lakers, going from shooting 42.9% to 48.8%, and he also improved as a playmaker. But this was a really tough season for Julius Randle because they didn't really focus on development. It was all about give Kobe the basketball. It was his farewell tour. But I can't blame them. Kobe's one of the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball. But it was very tough on Julius Randle and the young players around him, such as a Jordan Clarkson and more. The thing that really stood out about this season is the shape that he got into. As yes, there's normal shape for an average human being, and then there's basketball shape. As you could just tell, this man went on a brand new diet, and he took conditioning to a brand new level. As in the 2017-18 season, he was introduced to a brand new role as a small ball center coming off the bench, but he also played some power forward coming off the bench, as Larry Nance Jr. actually went on to start, as he was also impressing though, as he went back as a starter, and he had some new career highs, playing 82 games as well, which is definitely a big time milestone for him, and that's probably something that really made him happy. as his field goal percentage went up to 55.8%. He averaged 16 points per game. As a starter, he averaged 18.6 points per game, 9.1 rebounds, 3.1 assists, and he also became a restricted free agent that summer. Lakers actually renounced him as an unrestricted free agent as he went on to test the market. As he had a brand new start in 2018 and 19, as he went to a smaller market of the New Orleans Pelicans, agreeing on a 2-year, $18 million contract. As he entered another season as a bench role backing up Anthony Davis, and he definitely brought a brand new spark to this New Orleans Pelicans team, scoring off the bench, playing very hard, not taking a playoff, boxing out very well. In his debut with the Pelicans, he had 25 points off the bench, beating the Houston Rockets. He recorded his 6th career triple-double, expanding his range while he was there as well. He was putting up stats, and then it started to become a big thing with Julius Randle. He's putting up stats, but does it result in winning basketball? Is it just empty stats on a bad team? But it was really hard to tell in my opinion because he was backing up Anthony Davis, as he still went on to average 21 points per game, 8.7 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game as well. He did go on to decline his player option as he became a free agent. And this is where the big time drama comes as well. Not just that he broke his leg on opening night as a rookie, but that he signed with the New York Knicks. You know there's going to be a lot of media coverage when it comes to someone signing with the New York Knicks, especially when the expectations were signing Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, or they even didn't get a Jimmy Butler or Kemba Walker. Knicks fans wanted that big time star. That was the expectations. Not like Julius Randle was trash, but when we went on to sign him, people were just like, this isn't Kevin Durant, so why should I care whatsoever? And in his first year with the New York Knicks, he wasn't absolutely terrible. He put up very solid numbers. It was just that the team was so bad that they're like, this guy isn't good. He literally just puts up points on a bad basketball team, and he's stunned the development of other guys and taken the ball out of their hands. He's a ball hog. He turns the ball over. He takes terrible shots. Literally, nicknames were coming out about his style of play. It's never that he wasn't talented. It was just his basketball IQ at the time. But then we didn't look at the full picture. Is he being utilized the right way? No one really took a look at that because the team was so bad under David Fizdale. Like, literally, this team was an absolute joke. He didn't hold guys accountable. He didn't play guys throughout their strengths. He was just an absolutely abysmal coach. And then the New York Knicks, actually, after Julius Randle's first season, they were thinking about trading Julius Randle. I don't know if the Knicks had the same mindset as fans, like it's done the development of RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett's really better. He just hasn't had the opportunity as the first option on this team. And especially when the Knicks went on to draft Obi Toppin, who's a power forward. There was already the power forward jokes before, having Julius Randle on the team, having Marcus Morris, having Taj Gibson, even though that was blown out of proportion because Marcus Morris played the 3 and Taj Gibson played the 5 that season. But yes, Knicks fans started to get really excited that we drafted Obi Toppin and Julius Randle was going to be gone. But that wasn't the case because other NBA teams probably saw he has talent, but he's a very selfish style of play. I don't want him taking the ball out of all-stars' hands on our team. And I also don't want him stunning the development of our young guys on this team as well. And also, he has a big-time contract as of right now. So when Julius Randle came back, people were really bummed about the situation. But my mindset was that Julius Randle's not a trash player. He is very talented. Anyone that says he's trash is an absolute clown. It's just his style of play, and is it hurting the basketball team? But it turns out the next season, this season, he absolutely changed his game. I don't know if it was Tom Thibodeau, I don't know if it was Johnny Bryant, I don't know if it was Kenny Payne. But he also said in the JJ Redick podcast that he was looking for someone to hold him accountable. He wasn't taking shots at Alvin Gentry, he wasn't taking shots at Luke Walton. But he said he's a hard worker and he loves the game, and he thought Tom Thibodeau would absolutely fit him perfectly because he wants to be pushed to be great. And he said that only certain players don't work under Tom Thibodeau because they don't want to be coached hard. They don't want to be as great as other people want to be great. So yes, Julius Randle started taking away the bad habits as he was keeping his head up, making the right basketball pass. He was taking quality shots. He really fixed his shooting touch as he's shooting 40% from downtown, 80% from the charity stripe. He's way more efficient. He's better on the defense side of the basketball. He's picking his spots. It's a Julius Randle we've never seen before. And RJ Barrett is playing much better this season. He still has a lot to work on, don't get me wrong. Like Tom Thibodeau, sometimes the substitutions aren't the greatest when it comes to RJ Barrett, but he's still improved, and you can't say RJ Barrett is struggling sometimes this season because of Julius Randle, because Julius Randle's clearly the best basketball player on this team, and he's the whole reason we're currently the 6th seed in the playoffs. And there's still a majority of games to go, and the New York Knicks could absolutely fall off. but he's literally gotten better at everything on the basketball floor. He still has some to work on when it comes to his handle, but just pushing it in transition and the half-court setting, rebounding, scoring, making the right basketball play, he's been absolutely amazing, and he's even been clutch down the stretch in games. And he even had a 44-point game against the Atlanta Hawks, and people are talking about him being an all-star. So in my opinion, Julius Randle deserves a lot of credit. He's always been a class act in the media, even when he's been struggling the prior season, and even when the Knicks were losing. He literally took it as motivation to continue to get better as a player every single day, and he really found the right coaching staff that fits his style of play, and I'm very happy for Julius Randle. And he also went through adversity, having of course that terrible leg injury, so Julius Randle deserves respect around the league, and I'm glad he is getting it finally. Let me know down below your thoughts and analysis on Julius Randle, and as always guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, y'all.